Hello, my great and mighty motherfuckers. I'm Agent Madhatt, and it's a full moon, and on this night I've decided to make a list and deliver it to you guys of my 25 of my favorite all-time albums. This is not a list that I claim to be the objective best albums ever written, but it's my list of albums that I enjoy the most out of every album. This list could have gone a number of different ways, but tonight this is the list that I have chosen of my 25 favorite albums, so let's get into it. Number 25, Alice in Chains with their album Dirt. One of the best alternative rock / metal albums to ever be released. Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell do a haunting job at the vocals. It's very depressing, very emotional, very haunting. A wonderful fucking album. And then on number 24, Megadeth, Rust in Peace. Many people consider this to be the best thrash metal album ever written, containing such great songs as Hangar 18 and Holy Wars, The Punishment Due. Marty Friedman and Dave Mustaine do an excellent job on the guitars. Some of the most technically sound riffs ever written. Some sci-fi, melodic, awesome, technical thrash metal. Number 23, Black Sabbath, the self-titled album, the album that says it all. The album that many consider to be the first truly heavy metal album, dark and gloomy, dark and doomy, containing Black Sabbath, the title track, containing the song The Wizard, containing The Warning, containing N.I.B. This is one of the greatest metal albums ever written, the album that started it all. Tony Iommi, the riff master himself, shows off and shows out on this album. Go right now and listen to it if you never have. It's amazing. Number 22, Pink Floyd with their album Meddle, Meddle, Metal. It's a transition from their earlier space rock style into their more progressive rock style. Contains a masterpiece entitled Echoes. It has a very chill, very relaxing feel to it, but yet at the same time on the fringes is this haunting atmosphere of it. Number 21, Bathory with his landmark release Hammerheart, widely considered to be perhaps the first Viking metal album. A pioneer was this man that created Bathory. And while earlier albums pioneered the first wave of black metal, this album pioneered the Viking metal style. Contains a masterpiece entitled One Road to Asa Bay. Contains a song Valhalla, Hail Song Up High. It's a motherfucking beast of a Viking metal album. Number 20, Cradle of Filth, Vampire or Dark Fairy Tales in Palestine. I have a review of it up on this channel, so if you want to know my feelings for it, check that out. Contains the greatest Cradle of Filth song ever written, Queen of Winter Throne. Contains Forest Whispers My Name, Nocturnal Supremacy, Ebony Dressed for Sunset. Black metal, goth metal, intense, awesome, masterful, melodic, searing guitar riffs, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Number 19, Dissection with Storm of the Light's Bane. This is melodic death metal mixed with black metal, one of the pioneers of the melodic death metal style, melodic black metal style, cold and icy, grim and brutal vocals that are screeched and shrieked, lyrics that are greatly dark, Where Dead Angels Lie, Night's Blood. My God, melodic and black and cold and icy with guitars that just exude melody and wintry bliss. Check this out, Storm of the Light's Bane. pioneer of melodic black metal. Number 18, Agalog with Ashes Against the Grain. What can you say about this album that hasn't already been said? Completely atmospheric. It's black metal, but it's also atmospheric. It's also melodic. It's not intense, raw black metal. It's atmospheric black metal mixed with post-metal, reverberated guitars, lyrics that are amazing. Contains the tracks Limbs and Falling Snow. My God, singing, screeching, shrieking, amazing atmosphere, how they craft the atmosphere, how they craft these ingenious guitar effects upon this album. Number 17, System of a Down, with their breakout album Toxicity. This is one of the albums that got me into heavy metal in the first place. Socially conscious, taking influences from thrash metal to pop to traditional metal to just their own unique style of alternative metal. Serge Tankian is at his greatest lyrically and vocally. It contains Toxicity, Chop Suey, Science, wonderful lyrics, wonderful music, heavy, but at the same time catchy. Listen to it. I'm sure most of the people watching this know this album, but at the same time, if you don't know this album, where have you been hiding? Number 16, Judas Priest, Painkiller, also a tie with Defenders of the Faith. But Painkiller, speed metal, to beat the band, searing guitars, two of the greatest guitarists of all time showed their stuff, and Rob Halford with his ultra high pitched air raid siren vocals. Painkiller, motherfucking beast of an album. Number 15, Mastodon, with their progressive King Crimson tribute called Crack the Sky. An album that includes themes such as Tsarist Russia, includes the theme of a man who astrally projects and flies too close to the sun, burns the silver cord that attaches him to his body, and goes on this exploration into the spiritual realms, visits Tsarist Russia, wanders the earth in solitude. This is their most progressive album, and to my mind, it's their greatest achievement. Wonderfully technical guitars. Brent is at his peak when it comes to the guitar solos. That track, The Tsar, a 10-minute long epic, along with the track The Last Baron, 13 minutes, which even includes a tribute to the band Rush. Wonderfully atmospheric, haunting, melodic. This is full of clean vocals. They really step up their game vocally with this album. They stepped up their game musically with this album. This was a breakout release for them. One of the greatest concept albums of all time. Number 14, Death, with their album Symbolic. Death was basically the brainchild of a great guitarist and great songwriter known as Chuck Schuldiner. The late Chuck Schuldiner. My God, progressive and technical death metal. He wasn't content to just pioneer the style of old school death metal. He had to go beyond and above and craft technical and progressive death metal with guitar work that is ingenious, drum work that is ingenious, lyrics that are so introspective and full of meaning. Wonderful, brutal, awesome. Number 13, Drudka, with Autumn Aurora. Some people have characterized this as pure Burzum worship, but no, I think it goes beyond that. It has the atmosphere of autumn transitioning into winter, atmospheric with keyboards that drone and create this autumn fall atmosphere, this very, very enrapturing, encapsulating you, pervading your soul, surrounding you. If you feel when you're listening to it like you're in the middle of the woods during autumn and you're just surrounded by these amazing atmospheric sounds. It just captivates you the whole way through. Number 12, Tool, with their great masterpiece known as Lateralis. Album based on the Fibonacci sequence, based on living your life as a spiral with ever-increasing experiences, embracing the random, embracing new experiences. Adam Jones is a guitarist who you can say has a style that is uniquely his own, that nobody has ever been able to replicate. Lyrics about letting go of your grudges, lyrics about living your life as an ever-increasing spiral, lyrics about people that are toxic ticks and leeches, lyrics about just introspective, psychologically sound lyrics that really speak to the core of your soul. Number 11, Arcturus with the Sham Mirrors. Avant-garde with black metal influences, Hellhammer pounding on the drums, Sverd doing his luscious lavishes on the keyboard with these amazing keyboard riffs. The two guitarists that play in this band doing their absolute best to break the limits of their genres. It defies genre limits. Space metal, avant-garde, black, awesome melodic with Garm on the vocals. It delivers one of his peak performances. Just listen to it. Listen to Nightmare Heaven. Listen to For to End Yet Again, Generation and Collapse. Listen to fucking great masterpiece of avant-garde ahead of its time, has yet to be equaled by any avant-garde band out there. Arcturus. Number 10, Metallica with Master of Puppets, Need I Say More? A thrashterpiece if I ever saw one. I've seen reviews that claim this is an album that killed heavy metal. Well, fuck that. It did not kill heavy metal. It injected a lot of melody into the thrash style. Amazing breakneck speed riffs. Kirk Hammett with some of the most amazing, searing, technical guitar solos. James Hetfield with his traditional vocals before they got too cheesy. My God, Master of Puppets, pulling the strings, twisting your mind and smashing your dreams. Blinded by me, you can't see a thing. Just call my name and I'll hear you scream. Lovecraftian lyrics with the thing that should not be. Socially conscious leper messiah. Sanitarium, songs about insanity. Songs about the Master of Puppets being enslaved. Songs about battery. Songs that just eat into your soul and encapsulate you, catchy and earworming their way into your consciousness. Number 9, Emperor. In the Night Side Eclipse, hymns to the night sky. One of the most complex and masterful black metal releases to come out of early Norwegian scene. These guys were teenagers when they wrote the album. The first truly symphonic black metal album to be ever released. Ingenious. Songs about the night sky. Songs about the great majestic forest. Keys to my creation and times. Complex, a little bit progressive, a little bit technical, but fully black metal. The cover art speaks for itself. The title speaks for itself. Wonderful nocturnal hymns. Satanic, melodic, raw and brutal black metal. Number 8, Burzum vis lasset tar os. If the Light Takes Us. My God, the greatest black metal album to ever be released. the murderer, the maniac, the musical genius himself, Varg Vikernes, who outdid himself on this album, inspired by The Cure, inspired by Dead Can Dance, inspired by early Norwegian sound, terrible production, tortured screams, hypnotic riffs that just soak you in this atmosphere of despondency, this atmosphere where you feel like you're walking down a path into the woods, contemplating the meaning of your life, contemplating suicide, wanting to go to a better reality, wanting to escape this world, feeling tortured, feeling angry at the current state of affairs that this world has come to. Keyboards and synthesizer that just drone on, guitar riffs that pummel you, vocals that sound like they came straight from a torture chamber. It's pure, musical, black metal genius. Number 7, Pink Floyd. And it's a tie between their albums Animals and The Wall, two great concept albums that are purely progressive, that incorporate musical genius. My God, what great albums. David Gilmour on the guitars delivers emotional performances. Animals is based on Animal Farm, which is bookended by the songs Pigs on the Wing 1 and 2. Pigs referring to the politicians that run the government, which then it goes to Dogs, which represents businessmen that will stab anybody in the back, to give that slick businessman style. Wonderfully melodic guitars, bass to beat the band, drum work and keyboard work. Progressive, scathing critiques. The Wall, which contains Comfortably Numb, which contains Hey You, which contains Another Brick in the Wall. Animals, which contains Dogs, Pigs, 3 different ones, and Sheep. 2 masterpieces of progressive rock from the 70s. My God, what awesomosity can be said about Pink Floyd. You better go research it and listen to these 2 albums. If you love them, go listen to them again. If you don't know about them, go right now and look them up. Pink Floyd Animals, Pink Floyd The Wall. Number 6, Led Zeppelin 4, otherwise known as Zoso, otherwise known as the 4th untitled album by Led Zeppelin. Contains the classic tracks such as Stairway to Heaven, such as The Battle of Evermore, such as When the Levee Breaks, Black Dog. God damn, what an album. One of the best blues rock traditional metal albums to ever be recorded. Robert Plant is an amazing vocalist. Jimmy Page, one of the greatest guitarists of all time. John Bonham, such a fucking amazing drummer. God damn, it's a great album. Number 5, Iron Maiden with their classic release, Number of the Beast. Contains some of their masterpieces. Hallowed Be Thy Name, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills. Shit, fuck, god damn, new wave of British heavy metal with those twin guitars, those melodic guitars, that headbanging. It'll get you air guitaring, it'll get you headbanging, it'll get you singing right along with the lyrics. Bruce Dickinson, one of the greatest and most awesome metal vocalists of all time. High-pitched, powerful, full of spirit, full of emotion, full of raw metal power. Number 4, System of a Down with their self-titled album. My God, my Lord, my sweet fucking baby Jesus. What an album. Socially conscious, politically aware, album full of anger, an album full of wanting you to be aware, wanting you to wake the fuck up. an album that contains tracks about the Armenian genocide, an album that contains tracks about remote viewing, about CIA mind control, contains their greatest tracks ever released: Sugar, Sweet Pea, Spiders, Peephole, Don't You Ever Get Stuck in the Sky When You're High. Serge delivers some of his greatest vocals, clean vocals, plus his growling heavy metal vocals. It's thrashy. You can definitely tell the Slayer influence on this album. You can definitely tell that they were full of passion, that they were wanting to spread the message of awareness. Number 3, Eminem with the Marshall Mathers LP. When this came out, it shattered records for first week sales. It was controversial. Technicality in the rhyming department, controversy, full of psychotic lines, full of controversial, homophobic, misogynistic, blurred the lines between fantasy and reality. Does he really mean what he's saying, or is he just fucking around? You don't know, but the whole album, you just keep being captivated by it, by the rhyme schemes, by the beats. Number 2, Cradle of Filth, Cruelty and the Beast. What more could you ask for? A concept album about Elizabeth Bathory, a countess who loved to torture and kill virgins, bathe in their blood, drink their blood. She was obsessed and thought that virgin blood could make her retain her health and youthful vigor and beauty. Melodic, Iron Maiden-esque guitar work. Fucking brutal, ear-shattering vocals by Danny Filth. Amazing lyric work. The number 2 album of all time, of all fucking time. Cradle of Filth, Cruelty and the Beast. Number 1. The album that says it all. The album without which heavy metal would not exist as we know it. The greatest album of all time, in my opinion. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. It starts out with that classic guitar riff, and then the lyrics that say it all. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses, evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. In the fields, the bodies burning as the war machine keeps turning. Classic riffs from the riff master general himself, thumping bass, technical drums, vocals that completely fit the doomy atmosphere. Iron Man, War Pigs, Paranoid, guitar solos that are amazing. Fairies Wear Boots, Hand of Doom, Electric Funeral, Jack the Stripper, Rat Salad, Fairies Wear Boots. What more can you ask for from an album? Doomy, gloomy, heavy. Guitar expert, bass experts, drum experts, lyrical monstrosity. An album that is titanic, that rules you, that owns the world, that eats the world. A heavy metal landmark, absolute masterpiece. Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Number one album of all time. Best metal album that there ever was or ever will be. I'm Agent Madhatt. I've had fun making this list. I know I didn't elaborate all too much on the albums, but fuck it. If you don't know the albums, you better go look them up. Paranoid, which contains the best song that I've ever heard written, namely War Pigs, and the only way I can describe this album is the 3 words that lead into the signature riff. Oh Lord, yes. Peace, motherfuckers.